Hello, I'm Patrick Crouch. I was born in Caldwell County, August 6, 1956. And when I came home from the hospital, I was living with two guitar players. One was my father, Paul Crouch. The other was my uncle, Colin Crouch. And Colin played like Merle Travis, and my dad played like Maybelle Carter. And I guess that's where my musical journey began. Well, I like the porch, we call it porch playing, but really another way to look at it is music houses. In Caldwell County, there are certain homes that are always open for music. Anytime, day or night, you can go there and play music. And one of the first ones that I was invited to was Cecil Palmer's house. And another one that was in the same neighborhood as Cecil Palmer was his brother-in-law, Charles Harris. So Charles Harris and Cecil Palmer had open music houses. You could go there and there would usually be somebody playing. If it wasn't the people who lived there, there would be somebody else there playing music. My wife and I came to Caldwell County to live in 1979. After I was raised here, I went and found the most beautiful woman in the world and brought her back to Caldwell County. And one of the things that we've also strived to do is to have an open house for music. It's a place for creativity. It's a place where neighbors get together and share musical ideas. Right now, the place that feels really special to me is Liquid Roots Brewing. It's one of our local breweries run by Katie and Taylor Brummett, also Jamie and Tommy Brubaker. And those folks came to Caldwell County a few years back, and almost immediately upon opening their business to the public, they started sponsoring live musical events. And right now, that place really feels like home to me. It's not necessarily a concert music hall, but sometimes we do private ticketed events and turn it into a listening room. I was born on the Mill Village in Hudson. My parents both worked at the Hayes Cotton Mill. And because of living on the Mill Village, you had people who'd come from nearby surrounding rural areas. And they brought their musical instruments into town to find a better pay. And so there were people there living on the Mill Village side by side who owned musical instruments. They played in different musical styles. Then I have to really thank the Caldwell County school system. I had some of the best music teachers you could ever have right here in the Caldwell County school system. They encouraged me not only to play trombone in the school band, also to play guitar and accompany the chorus. It was actually in a Caldwell County school classroom that I discovered the 5-string banjo, which later became my natural instrument. And had I never discovered the banjo, my musical energy or my musical journey could have either plateaued or it could have stopped altogether. Well, as a musician, I started playing in public when I was 11 years old. So I was trying to play the guitar and sing, and evidently my early repertoire was mostly gospel spirituals, and so I must have learned a lot of that in Sunday school. And I was also playing guitar and singing, "Do Lord, oh do remember me" at the Lakeview Baptist Church. And then when I was 12 years old and in the 7th grade, my trombone playing, I had 1 year of experience on the trombone, and the high school boys hired me to play in their soul band. So I'd walk out with the trombone and hit a low C, boom, and the singer would jump out and say, "I know you want to leave me." And that was one of the big thrills of my life, was starting that show on the trombone. At the Caldwell County Fairgrounds, we had a 7-piece band. We made 50 whole dollars. I remember my first professional paycheck in Caldwell County was $7. Caldwell County has adapted, and it has to adapt. That's why we're still here. We've been hit hard. We're almost like a mountain county because we don't have an interstate going through Caldwell County. So we're very isolated when you look at it like that. I was talking with a gentleman this morning who's renovating a theater in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina, and we were talking about the challenges that we have with only one major highway, 321, coming into Caldwell County. But we have adapted, and we've lost everything. When I was a small boy, I thought I was either going to work in a cotton mill or a furniture factory, and we don't have any of those in Caldwell County right now. It's been a tough time. I think our county's doing well. I see a lot of new projects. The Civic Center came about in 1995, and that was a big boost for Caldwell County. But now we've got the Arts Council renovating the Hinkle Theater. We've also got the City of Lenoir getting ready to upgrade Lenoir High School. They're getting ready to develop 6 acres right in downtown Lenoir dedicated to the arts. Well, it goes straight along with that last question. It's financial. Caldwell Caldwell County, I really feel like, I know for a fact in 2008, when the big 2008 slowdown came about, I personally cut my asking price in half. In other words, I was making twice as much playing music in 2008 as I'm making right now. I cut it in half to get work, and it's not come back. So it's a financial thing. When I play music out of town, tip jar will have hundreds of dollars in it. When you play music in Caldwell County, not so much. So there's a financial challenge there. We have a lot of people in our county. We've got 80,000 people in our county, but we rarely have a show that's attended by over 500 people. I have sponsored a show at the Civic Center that had 872 in the audience, but that was years ago. That was 25 years ago. So in the last 25 years, none of the shows that I've sponsored in Caldwell County have had over 500 people. So it's either the fact that local folks don't go out, or the ones who do go out, maybe they're going somewhere else. Maybe they're spending their money outside of Caldwell County. And so that's the big challenge. I think we've got a massive supply of talent and a massive shortage of audience support. Absolutely. I spend every penny I can in Caldwell County. I occupy local venues. This is where I go to eat. When I go to have live music, I do it in Caldwell County, as well as other counties. That's a hobby of mine, is to support live musicians. I think there's intrinsic value in live music that can't be had anywhere else. And unfortunately, technology is, although it's a friend of our live music, it hurts us as well, because people can now stay at home and be entertained by almost anything in the world, as opposed to the old days when if you wanted to dance, you went to the dance hall. Oh, surely. When I was a small boy, my dad, we had both kinds of music at our home. We had country and Western, and my dad would always take me to see bluegrass musicians and sometimes country musicians, but mostly just bluegrass players. And the Carolina Opry, located in Hudson, North Carolina, was running from the mid-60s up until the early 70s. And so many times I would go there to see the Osborne Brothers or Bill Monroe. There would be 800 people in the audience. And then later on, I played there. When I was in the 8th grade, I was able to be on that stage with my neighbors, people who taught me to play music. And that was a great experience. And then the Civic Center in Caldwell County has been a wonderful thing for local musicians. There's been a show over there called the Caldwell Musicians Showcase that for the last 28 years has showcased nearly 300 different Caldwell County musicians. That show comes up early March every year, and it is not to be missed. Well, basically, the thing I would like to see the most is people recognizing all the things that are right with Caldwell County, the beauty of Caldwell County. There have been a lot of studies done about bringing industry to Caldwell County, about bringing tourism to Caldwell County. And one of the things that we have to acknowledge in this county is we have to learn to respect what we have. There's too much pollution in Caldwell County, and I'm not talking about industrial. I'm not talking about any kind of big industry thing going on. I'm talking about people just throwing things out of their car. You drive up and down the road, you see trash. People need to take pride. People need to take pride in what's good with Caldwell County. I don't ever like to hear anybody putting Caldwell County down. Caldwell County is a heaven on earth, and I think we should treat it that way. To me, in the music community, it's togetherness. We all pull on the same rope together. There's different genres of music. It's not one kind of music. It's not country, it's not bluegrass, it's not rock, it's not gospel, it's not rap, it's not hip hop. We even have DJs, you know, the disco thing was big in Caldwell County. Anytime a new genre of music comes along, we got reggae bands too. Any kind of new genre comes along, there's room for all of it. And I really appreciate the fact that I have musical friends who play all these various genres. And, you know, if I'm broken down on the side of the road or I forget to take my PA, I can always get one from somebody. It's togetherness. The musicians in this part of the world are some of the finest people you'll ever meet. Well, I'm glad you didn't ask me about my cornbread recipe because I don't share that with anybody. But no, to tell you the truth, I think these questions have been very well prepared. And I think Caldwell County's on the right path. Change comes very slowly. Most of the time when the world changes, we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And that's just part of growing and living in America, you know. Things are going to get better for a while, and then things are going to be worse for a while. And what you have to do is keep your chin up and be positive. The main thing is that music spreads love, music spreads kindness. That's why you play music. You don't play music to hurt people, you play music to help people.